Joe Rogan had on Eddie Bravo, and Joe talked about why he left California. So I'm going to play this to give you my thoughts on it. And it may not be for the reason that you think. So let's go ahead and see what Joe had to say as to why he left California for Texas. And I'll tell you whether I believe him or not.
But does she want to do it? I mean, she never expressed it. It seems like Gavin Newsom wants to be president. Yeah. He, fits the bill. Handsome, tall, smooth talker. He'd be so much better than Biden as a president.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. It just seems like, man,
is this a
trick? Is this just so obvious?
He's trying to figure out how to remove these homeless encampments in California, but there's laws against it. There's laws that prevent you from pushing those people out.
I will say this. People talk a lot of shit. I mean, I'm in California for the weather. I like the weather, man. The
weather's amazing.
The weather's amazing, dude. We've had probably 14 days over 100 degrees. And y'all's out here and in Florida, you guys are 6 months of just death. You know what I mean?
Bro.
And don't say you like it, because if you like it, turn your air conditioner on and tell them how much you like it. Everybody says they like it, as long as they're in air-conditioned
right, but facilities. That's how California is, too. When it's 100 degrees outside in California, you want to be...
No, the amount of days per year.
That's true.
There's so
it's way more. It's way hotter here for longer.
And I almost moved to Florida. I almost did it. I almost went to Tampa. Thank God I didn't. I'm glad I waited it out. But during the height of all the BS, man, it was so scary on the 101. The homeless they were on the freeway. So if you're in rush hour on the 101, it's like Mad Max, dog. It was fucking scary. You're just sitting there, and there's all these people around you just living and camped out on the freeway.
If they just got rid of that, if they just eliminated the homeless encampments, find shelter for these people, get them counseling, that's number one.
But they did clean all that up. They're not on the freeways no more.
Not on the freeways. But they still, if you go to Venice, it's a disaster. If you go to Santa Monica, it's a disaster.
They have cleaned it up a little bit. I can't deny it. I see it.
They should clean it up, all the way.
And there was I drive into downtown all the time, and there's a certain bridge that I drive under, and it's always, every day, it's people put up houses there.
Yeah, they have electricity, they tap in the lines.
But they cleaned it out.
Good.
I don't know if they cleaned it out everywhere, but in my path where I see them, they're doing something about the homeless.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Praise to them for doing that. Yeah. Next step, you got to eliminate these fucking crazy DAs that take these violent fucking people that shoot people and assault people and rob things. You got to have fucking police. You got to have law and order. All this defunding the police is too scary. These smash and grabs in all these stores. Bro, these smash and grabs are great. Down the street from my old podcast studio at the Topanga Mall, they fucking smashed into the Nordstrom. Yeah. They just smash and grab everything. They did it in Century City. They did it in Beverly Hills.
It seems like,
if he can clean that up, if he could refund the police, clean that up, make LA safe, like 2016 safe.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Why not? Bro, if that guy did that, he could get a lot of people's vote for president.
They just cleaned up. Cut the fucking taxes, too. The California taxes are what the fuck are we doing over here?
But if the taxes were worth it, right? If it's worth that 14% to live in the state. Look, I don't mind paying taxes, right? I don't want to pay too much taxes, but people think I moved here to not pay taxes. That is not the case. If LA was the same LA from 2015, I'd still be in LA. 100%. I miss the Comedy Store. I miss 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I miss all the restaurants I used to go to. I miss all my friends. I miss it. But they just got too crazy during the pandemic. They just got too crazy with shutting down businesses. They got too crazy with telling people what they can do and what they can't do. Too crazy with mandating vaccines for kids to go to school. They got too crazy with all those things. If they didn't do that, I don't mind paying the taxes, man.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I get it. I get it. I'm wealthy, and it shouldn't affect me as much as it does other people. I get that. But I'm saying that, if it was worth it, if you got something out of it, If there's something you get from it, where it's like, it's worth that 14%. But 14% is crazy. That's so much money.
Yeah.
If you make $100,000 a year, you have to pay $14,000 to the fucking government. For what? For what?
Yeah.
That's so much money, man. 14 grand?
Yeah.
If you make 100 grand, now you make 96, or now you make 86.
And then you got to pay federal tax.
And then you got to pay federal tax.
Yeah.
And then you got to pay sales tax.
Yeah.
And property tax. I mean, there's so many taxes. But if it was worth it. And then they got this mansion tax. Do you know about the mansion tax?
I heard about that. I don't know too much about that.
Pull it up. Whitney Cummings was complaining about it. If you have a house and it's worth a certain amount of money, I don't know who pays it, whether it's the buyer or the seller. But there's a tax that gets slapped onto it, like it's worth X amount of money.
Dude, I gotta piss so bad.
Go piss. Pause. I'll piss too.
All right, so that's the reason why Rogan moved to Austin, Texas, and I do believe him. I think the pandemic hit, and it changed everything in his life. Remember, he was rocking it on YouTube, the number one guy. He's still the number one guy in podcast, and then this pandemic hit, and not only did things get so crazy just on the state level, even in his profession, things got crazy where YouTube was cracking down on medical misinformation, and he saw that, hey, I'm not going to survive on YouTube if I stay here. So he signed a deal with Spotify, moved to Austin, opened up a club. I think things just got now he moved to Austin, Texas, which is like the most liberal place in Texas, I hear. But, I mean, maybe it's not California bad. So, like, I really don't believe he cares about the taxes. Saving that much money. Like, Joe Rogan has had money, lots of money, for a very, very, very long time. So I don't think he's cheap or anything. I don't think he did it to avoid paying California taxes or anything. I believe him when he says, look, the pandemic went crazy. What am I paying for? There's homeless people everywhere. But you can also tell he wishes he could go back. And I basically take him saying, yo, if they ever fix it, I might go back. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.